How do I put his volume on?
That's you, yeah. And then the guest will be here somewhere.
He's on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. Gary, you there?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear him. Can't hear him. Sorry, the new system, Gary. 1 second. I could hear it before when we tried it. We tested it. Oh, sorted. Right. Is it coming through too? Right, brilliant. You all right, Gary? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Guys, can you hear
There
me?
we go. Outstanding.
How do I unmute a little bit because it's just too much technology.
So what time is it in the UK right now?
2 a.m. here, Gary.
Wow, that shithole across the pond, brother.
It is what it is. There's an echo. 1 second, just give me 2 seconds. There's an echo coming because there's one from the speaker and then one from the. Yeah.
Turn the scroll down. Turn desktop off. Desktop on. Turn desktop off.
What about now? You're
What
Gary?
about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me just put the volume up. I just want to make sure it's not an echo for my guys. Guys, it's cool now, yeah? Sounds good. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, we got the one, the only, the king of numerology, Gary. Awesome to have you. How you doing? Let me just tweet it out so the people know you're here. Let everybody come in.
Yeah, a lot of haters are gonna come in, brother.
That's why. This is it. We're just we're gonna get them in. So
Have you actually read any of those books back there, or are they just for decorations?
bro, I've read. I've read about 90%. I think I've read all of these ones because these are the limited.
You read all of them?
These
Pick one up. What is that? Is that more Islamic studies?
No, these are like 1984. Remember, we talked about that, Gary. You know 1984.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I, Robot, June, Foundation Trilogy. The Foundation Trilogy was actually, as a kid, that was the very first books I read. That's what got me into reading.
Okay, outstanding. So, what's going on over there in the UK, man?
We're doing good. We're doing good, Gary. So I want to jump. I mean, I'm doing good. What are you doing? Where are you? Are you back in Miami?
Yeah. I was in Vegas for a while. I came back to Miami.
Right. So
Can't stay. I can't stay in Vegas forever.
I mean, if you had a choice, you'd probably be there a while, right?
I think I need to pull at least like one straight year there without leaving, just like one straight year, and see how much money I can actually make in one straight year of nonstop gambling, sports gambling. We're not talking about blackjack or anything like that. Strictly sports gambling when I have an advantage because of the numerology and astrology. And I think we'll have some fun. Have a stream going on, all that good stuff, man. I know it's a little haram, but, it is what it is.
It is what it is, right? I'm still being told there's an echo. 1 second. There's still an echo, apparently.
Maybe people are just...
That looks a mess.
Oh, I think he's back.
Okay, brilliant. You're back. Guys, is this better?
Better?
Guys, better? Just hit in the chat. Yeah. People are saying yeah. Okay, brilliant. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, so I think I have 2 mics on. Okay, so, right. Refresh, guys.
That makes
Gary,
the numbers
guy. Gary, I know you, obviously. I know you know quite a lot about politics. You know quite a lot about numerology. You know quite a lot about a wide range of things. Let's talk about numerology first, I think, because that's what you're the king of, right? Not that you're not ignorant of other things. Like, I know you got some decent amount of knowledge. Me and you used to talk and debate all the time. So, Gary, numerology, like, is it fake? Like, what is it? Is this like this mystic stuff? Like, you see all these palm readers and we can tell you the future. Like, what is numerology all about for the new listeners?
Listen, before I came around, numerology and astrology and tarot was for women. And, then I did what all men do, make things better. And I made it make sense, because what you have to understand is we live in a virtual reality. And the only way to basically identify how to read and navigate through this virtual reality are basically the tools within the matrix itself, which is numerology and astrology. Like, for instance, you've seen me do this in front of many people, just read them like a book. You have the ability to do that too. You might be a little modest over here, but you could do that too. That's why you smiling. And the only reason that is possible is because we live in a false realm. I'm not sure how that's going to sound to the religious fanatics in this or are listening, but when it comes down to it, you have to understand that this is not real. This is a false realm. We are going to be judged by our deeds, that's for sure. But when it comes down to it, numerology and astrology is a way for us to navigate through this false realm. That's the way I look at it.
And yeah, because you believe that this is almost like a matrix, a projection, and the projection comes from your soul, and then your soul is based on whatever numerological output you are, right?
The matrix isn't what Tate says, the Rothschilds and the big banking cabal. Yeah, that's real, but that's not the matrix. The real matrix is the virtual reality that's between the third, fourth, and second dimension. And we're all stuck here. And the goal is to get out of here. I'm not sure how that's possible, but that should be the goal for everyone to get out. But while you're in the matrix, understand that it's not Christ is king, it's not Allah, it's not whatever is in the Bible or the Torah or the Talmud. Because I know people want me to add that one in. What is king is karma. Because you sow what you reap, and if you do bad deeds, they come back to you like a boomerang. So karma is king.
I mean, look, Gary, we've had a lot of debates about this, right? I do think that you hold, even though you said about Allah, we've had this conversation. I do think you hold the most Islamic position when it comes to the belief in God than anybody I know.
So why? Because I believe in stuff. Is that why?
No. Because you believe in...
What is this? Because you're never going to see me get down on all my fours and pray. You're never going to see me willingly give away my energy to some deity. That's never going to happen, no matter if it's Allah, Christ, or whoever's in the Talmud. I don't care, Buddha, whatever. All that stuff is nonsense to me. Now, some of the principles that religion preaches makes a lot of sense. Nuclear family, things of that nature, I believe in. And I believe that women should be covered up. I believe that alcohol should be illegal. I don't think anyone should drink. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone should eat pork. That should be an endangered freaking species. Pigs should be an endangered species. Why are you eating this garbage?
So I'm not talking about that. Obviously, those are views, ideas, legalistic positions. I'm talking about your view on God. So what I call Allah and what my view of God is that he's basically not substance. He's beyond time and space. What you call the prime creator, somebody who can't be, who isn't within time and space, is beyond that, something that we stated in the Quran in Surah Ikhlas. Your position about the prime creator is very Islamic, according to me.
Does Allah interfere?
Well, again, there's different schools of thoughts on that. Some believe that, yeah, God does interfere in the world. That's the vast majority opinion.
Yes.
There are others who believe that God doesn't interfere in terms of a physical sense, because the physicality of God can't happen. But God has created a mechanism in the universe that can basically, have things happen. So, for example, the mechanism of what you're calling karma, or the mechanism of praying and dua and these type of things, in terms of asking things for God, not in terms of worship. So there's all these different aspects that Muslims believe in. What's your thoughts?
Ask God for money, for pussy, for fucking all fame. I don't really think he's answering your calls. Quite frankly, when it comes down to it, I don't think he answers anyone's calls. He, she, it, whatever. It's a prime creator, and because it does not interfere. Now, you want to, there's definitely jinn and angels that interfere, but the Almighty himself, no. And it really bothers me when people tell me they talk to God. Where do you talk to God? How does he communicate with you? Tell me. And then people will tell me, oh, you're not connected to the source and all this other stuff. Listen, I don't believe in fairy tales. I don't believe a virgin got pregnant and gave Jesus. I don't believe an illiterate man wrote the Quran, or I'm sorry, Muhammad heard or had premonitions of the Quran to write. I don't believe any of that stuff. I really don't. So when it comes down to it, Do I believe there's a lot of decency and morality that should be followed in the good books? Yes. But I just don't believe the fairy tales with them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I disagree with you in terms of that because I do believe that the Quran is the word of God. I do believe that it was given to the Prophet, peace be upon him, directly from God, not within substance, but it was
How did this happen?
well, how did it actually happen? So,
Yeah.
in my view, or the normal Islamic position. So, the actual standard Islamic position is that the angels brought the message of God to the Prophet and basically verbal language passed it onto the Prophet, who then passed it onto the people who wrote it down.
An illiterate man, by the way, right?
Well, their argument is this: the standard Islamic position's argument is that because he was illiterate, he wasn't able to add in his own thoughts and positions onto the information. Therefore, all he was essentially the conduit. So God provided him with the information, and then he passed it on to his companions who wrote it down. Now, I don't actually hold that position. My position actually is that he wasn't illiterate, but the majority position in Islam is that he was illiterate. Yeah.
You don't find that hard to believe? I mean, you're a man of sound judgment, sound reason. You really believe that some people came down, some angels, and told a man to write a book because God wanted humans to follow his law? That just seems like a fairy tale to me, man.
I'll tell you.
It really does, bro.
I'll tell you what I believe. So I believe that what happened was God inspired, because I believe people can be inspired. As you also believe that people of different souls, if you're a 33, you have certain abilities, you have certain inspirational inclination. This is your position, right?
Which brings me to another point about Islam. They don't believe in reincarnation. I do, because you have old souls and you have new souls. Everyone knows that. Young souls, old souls. How can an old soul exist unless reincarnation exists? So that's another position I disagree with.
You do.
Islam.
Reincarnation. Well, Muslims believe that you can be. So let me be clear on this. Muslims believe that you can only be reincarnated once, which is to heaven. That's the vast majority position. There are certain Sufis who actually believe that, for example, they wrote this, that this Adam is the 33rd Adam. So they give that example, which could basically be a bit more linked to your position from a Sufi perspective. Because remember, Islam isn't a monolith. Now, coming back onto your thing, in terms of being divine, I believe the Prophet was divinely inspired, and then from God, because what happens is God's created this world. People are dumb. People can be easily manipulated. People can be easily controlled. They forget about truth and falsehood and these type of things. And so you always need someone who is divinely inspired, who can basically reiterate the message. And so that's what the job of the Prophet is. So he was divinely inspired, and then he relayed the Quran to his companions, and that became a manual whereby which, let's say I get misguided, then I remember, wait a second, we're eating pork in this society. Someone like you might be able to figure out, Gary, but other people need the manual to sell them. Actually, you shouldn't eat pork. So
maybe those people who need the manual, maybe they need to give pray, but I sure as hell don't. I figured it all out without that good book, without giving my power of worship. I'm a 33 like you. You need to keep your energy, brother. You're like just offer your energy to a deity who's way more powerful than you. What am I going to look like to give a deity my energy? I'm not going to do that, man. He's powerful enough. You don't need me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't agree with that, but I want to move on.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So,
are we talking about Israel too?
We're going to talk about it. We're just going to stick on the numerology for a bit more longer. So, you said I'm a 33. You're a 33. What is a 33 for the viewers?
It's basically the oldest soul that you can have as a human being, the highest possible frequency you could basically achieve as a human being. 1 through 9, then 11, 22, and 33, then to a different dimension, to a fourth dimension, you're out of here. And basically what it comes down to is 33s have always, since the beginning of time, dominated humanity. It doesn't matter if we're talking about the first in flight, like the Wright brothers. Doesn't matter talking about the internet. Doesn't matter what the hell we're talking about. Most of the inventions were created by 33s. The top arm wrestler of all time is a 33. The top female bodybuilder of all time is a 33. It doesn't matter what the hell you do as a 33. You dominate. I'm the top numerologist in the world. There's not even a question of that. Sulaiman came out of fucking nowhere and started dominating goddamn Twitter. Why? Because he's all cute and everything? Why? Because he has a mouthpiece? A lot of people got mouthpieces. He's a fucking 33. So that's what fucking 33s do. Whatever they choose to do, they dominate. And if they don't, then they're actual failures. And they're going to have to be reincarnated and do it all over again. Because let me tell you something. If you're a 33 and you have no influence, fail. Fail. And you know that too, Sulaiman. And that's why you call yourself the king of Twitter. And I'll tell you something, man. Since I met this guy, he's threw humility out the door, man. This guy's calling himself the king of Twitter now. All that good stuff, man. See, once you're around other 33s, you start getting more cocky.
I mean, I was always the king of Twitter, Gary. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to look. There's some bits that obviously, I believe in numerology. We'll talk about that in a second. But look, I'm obviously, I believe in it, right? And I don't think it contradicts Islam, but that's a separate point. Now, there's some people in the chat who've given me the date of birth. Like, let's do a non-Zayo, then we'll do a Zayo. So the non-Zayo, it's I think it's a Risham Hussein. So I think it's the 6th of March 2002. Give them a bit of a reading just to show them.
6th of March 2002. Should be extremely stubborn, extremely hardworking, home and family oriented, always taking care of others, and a staunch conservative.
Is that right, Risham? And then this Zayo, 25th of, I think he's a Zayo, but he's become my fan now. 25th of April 2001.
25th of April 2001. That's going to be a 5 life path, someone who changes his mind. So yeah, I could see how a 5 life path couldn't like you and then start liking you. Since he's born on the 25th, that means 2 and 5 is 7. 7s are the intellectuals. They like to know a deeper meaning about things. They go real deep. And since he's born in the year of the snake, not only is he a deep thinker, but he's also eventual. Someone fucking gets him, he's going to try to get that motherfucker. I feel you. And by the way, snakes will dominate in 2025. Couple more months, baby.
Okay. So, guys, I'm only giving it to the people who are my subscribers. We'll only do a few more, but this.
Look at the marketing. Look at the marketing.
You know how it is, GG. You know how it is.
I know, of course.
So, what about this one? 28th. I did this one on purpose. I know you like it, and I give you a segue to make a point about it. 28th of January, 1992.
28th of January, 1992. Well, if it's a woman, it's a very, very good-looking woman. If it's a guy, you shouldn't have any issues getting women. But here's what it comes down to. When you're born on the 28th, it's like a golden ticket in life when it comes to one thing and one thing alone: money. So, it doesn't matter if you're born in Ethiopia or if you're born in Ukraine or you're born in America. Whoever you're born around, you'll have more money than them. There's a guy right now. He's basically cleaning up a grocery store, and he's getting paid like $15 an hour. But he's considered rich because he's from Ukraine and he's sending all the money home, taking care of people. So if you're born on the 28th, money will come easier to you. That's why Elon Musk and Bill Gates are born on the 28th. The richest guys in the past couple of decades. That's why the Dallas Cowboys, the most valuable franchise in sports history, was founded on the 28th, not to mention Vanguard. If you know what Vanguard is, we just ain't at the same level. So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I got a couple more, and then I've got to ask you some more questions. Actually, some good questions people had for you. Or maybe we'll give it one more, and then we'll take a break and we'll come back to it. This one is 6th of February, 1979.
6th of February, 1979. All right, definitely a loner, a very, very smart person. He has a lot of trouble with women if it's a guy. A lot of issues in relationships and things of that nature. Well, she probably has issues too in relationships, but she should be good looking, but she's just like hasn't done it with guys, man. She likes guys outside her race too.
Cool. Okay, we'll come back to some of these in a second. Now, one good question people asked me was about Netanyahu's birthday. What's your thoughts on Netanyahu's birthday? I told them what I think you're going to say about this. 9
life path, just like Stalin, a fucking butcher. But here's the thing. He's born in the year of the ox.
So explain
that. Oxes rule things with a fucking iron fist. They don't play games. They don't compromise. It's always the fucking fist. So just to go through a little history of the Middle East, Saddam Hussein was born in Ox here. You know, this guy, no matter what you think of him, he went to war a couple times. What's his name? Hitler is another Ox. Napoleon is another Ox. Another crazy guy in Uganda, I forgot his name. You might remember him, committed genocide. Another fucking Ox. So when it comes down to it, Oxes in the positions of power, they don't compromise. So when it comes down to this guy, I understand he's about war. He wants to wipe out his enemies. This is not the guy you want in positions of power right now. I might be Jewish. I know. Start with the jokes. Start with all the bullshit. I might be Jewish, but I've never supported Zionism, and I've never supported Benjamin Netanyahu in any way whatsoever. I do believe he's a butcher and a murderer. Does Israel have a right to defend itself? Yeah. At least in my opinion. I'm sure you'll disagree, but what he's doing, bit too far. You can't take care of this within a year, bro. This is a year this is going on. You could take care of this already. I mean, if you're going to do something like this, go in hard for a couple months, then stop. This is a year. How many more Muslims were created because of this? How many more Muslims worldwide have been created because of their sympathy toward the Palestinians? I'm going to guess about 200 million. Around 200 million worldwide, because if Tate could convert 5 million kids to Muslims, I'm sure the Palestinian issue has done tenfold, if not more. So I'm saying about 200 to 250 million new Muslims. I know 3 people who've converted to Islam, and Sonny Faz is one of them. So again, I don't see people converting to Christianity. And this is a direct result of what is going on right now. So whether you believe in Israel, what they're doing or not, more Muslims are being created because of what is going on. I don't think that's a positive thing for the Zionist regime, but, you know, who knows?
And obviously, like, my chat hasn't got an issue with you being like Jewish. They're not against. They're actually against people.
Oh, I forgot. This isn't Nick Fuentes' chat. My bad.
Well, actually, let me ask you. Wait, there was ask you about that. Actually, now you put the segue in there. Your boy Sneeko and Nick Fuentes were at it. I've seen a lot of your tweets. What's your thoughts about what's going on?
How open you want me to be about this, bro?
You be as open as you want to be with the only speech platform.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm friends with both of them. I am friends with both of them.
I mean, I've been telling. I mean, you met Nick through Sneeko, who I introduced you to. So it's funny how the world works. But here's what it comes down to. Nick's a Fed. Nick is 100% a Fed. He was there at January 6th. He was there setting people up the same way Pierce Morgan basically platformed Ben Shapiro is the same way Shapiro platformed this guy. They're playing a cat and mouse game. If Shapiro really didn't like this guy, he wouldn't mention his name ever. He mentions his name all the time. This is how you basically built, you know, WWE, built the other guy Cloud and stuff like that. Hulk Hogan wasn't anything till he ran into Andre the Giant, and that's how this works. So to me, Nick is an agent. But I mean, listen, I told Sneeko many times this guy was going to turn on him. Imagine you're being platformed by Aiden because of Sneeko, and then you start talking shit about Sneeko literally within a few days. This is shit only fucking do. People who are alpha males do not turn on their boys. This is beta male behavior. And, you know, and when it comes down to it, here's a numerology for you. Male, A. Alpha, A. A is 1. Beta, B. B is 2. That's why B is feminine. That's why bitch and betrayal have a B in the very beginning. So to me, Nick Fuentes has basically destroyed many careers just by people being platformed by him. Aiden Ross got in trouble. I mean, you and him say a lot of the same things, but you don't seem to be getting the same trouble as him because he basically has a cult of white males, majority white males, who are very angry, probably because they can't get a girlfriend like Nick. They live in their parents' basement, and they basically just start talking shit on the internet all day. They're called groypers. And one thing I've noticed from groypers is they're usually broke boys. So again, if you're broke, you got, you You see something's going on. You have someone basically pulling your hate over here, over here, over here. Jew, 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 Jew. That's all I hear from these guys. Jews don't like. There's more Christian Zionists than Jews, so let's get that straight.
True.
But like a Jew and a Zionist are not the same.
True.
I challenge every single groiper to go back on my old YouTube channel from 15 years ago when I was talking about Zionists. Before any of you guys even knew what the hell they were, I was talking about. And now I'm a Zionist? Are you guys out your mind? See, you have to understand that one of the things when Zionists do everything that they do, the main thing they need is a scapegoat. And the scapegoat is always Jews. So I want you to understand something. When someone is saying Jew, 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 Jew all the time, they're doing exactly what the Zionists want them to do. That's my take. You understand Nick's a lot of friends with a lot of people have good relationships with. Zerka, Sneeko, you, Myron, it is what it is. But I told every single one of them, including you, that this guy's going to stake you. And that's exactly what he did to Sneeko. That's exactly what he did to Milo. Milo introduced Milo introduced Nick to Ye. Within a few days of making that introduction, Nick is talking shit about Milo. Now, Milo doesn't really give a fuck. I'm just giving you an example of the type of person he is. Another thing about Nick, he was best friends with Destiny growing up. Destiny, a beta male cuck. So again, when it comes down to Mr. White Supremacist himself, Nick Fuentes, the biggest joke is he's Mexican. How is a Mexican becoming the biggest white supremacist in America? So again, this is all comedy hour. It's a joke. This guy is not going to be what people think he is. I think he's a total fraud. But at the end of the day, he's a very good speaker. He knows how to talk. He knows how to entertain people. And that's what it comes down to. If you can entertain people, which is he's very good at that, then you can sell people any garbage they want to hear. So it is what it is.
I mean, look, I do like Nick. I think he's a very good speaker. As you said, he's a good orator. But yeah, I know you dislike him. I think we've had these conversations many a times. And most of the people you're connected to actually like him a lot, as you said. Now, another question. I mean, look, I got this question before you came on.
Sneeko.
Sorry?
He already burned Sneeko.
I know, but I think they'll probably become friends again. Like,
no, I mean, listen. These streamers are these Gen X streamers are very funny. If anyone did anything like that to me once, they're gone. These other guys, they'll buddy the next week. I don't understand how this works, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So now another thing, before I came on, one of the questions people had, and this isn't like a gotcha moment. You know, I'm not like that with you.
I thought that was the last interview I did. I thought that was. It didn't turn out to be that, but that's what I thought. I was actually so hyped up because I thought the last one with Alex Stein was going to be one of those gotcha type of interviews. I was ready to verbally jab, but it didn't turn out to be that. So it is what it is.
So one of the things people say about is that, and they mentioned in the chat, was your prediction about Michelle Obama running for president. They said, "Oh, he got that wrong."
Yeah. Okay. Well, did I predict Biden would step down before anyone else? Yes, I did. I said a black woman would run for the Democratic ticket. Just picked the wrong one. It is what it is, man. But I did say Biden would step down, and that did happen. So people can say whatever. There's podcasts of me saying this last year that he would step down. As a matter of fact, I didn't get enough credit for that shit.
True.
Very few people actually call that shit. So yes, it wasn't Michelle Obama, but it was a black woman. So, I guess I'll take a partial credit for that one.
Yeah, you did actually say that. I remember. Another one I've got here for you, a date of birth, 4th. It's my number one subscriber on my channel, 4th of May, 2006.
4th of May, 2006. Oh, this is going to be a tough year for you. You're born in the year of the dog. This is a dragon year. You got to lay low. And when January 29th, 2025 hits, that's when the year of the dragon ends, the year of the snake starts. But your main year is going to be 2026, the year of the horse, because you're a dog. Dog and horses are best friends. So that's the year when most people born in 2026, 1994, 1982, that's when you're going to make it real big, 2026. I expect Myron to basically blow the hell up in 2026. Yeah, I think he's going to be the fucking man. He might approach Tate level, just a little bit.
Really, that big?
Yeah, partially. You know, I don't think anyone's gonna get that big again that fast.
What about 18th of December 2001?
Home and family oriented, very adaptive, a deep thinker. You can fall in love with people very quickly. You go to bed, you're in love with them. You wake up, you're not. Just gonna be a part of your life.
And it's similar to you as well, right?
Good try there, brother.
No, because it's 18th of December 2001. That makes it a snake 33, right?
33-6 is not a 33.
Well, really, isn't it that in the 2000s you're not going to get a pure 33 for like a good, was it 50 years?
I'm still around, bro. So you know,
But
it
that's
is
right,
what it
right?
is. There's gonna be less and less 33s in the world, which means dark times are approaching, brother. There's gonna be no one to lead the people.
True. Okay,
Dark
there's another one
times
here.
are approaching.
Yeah. Okay, April 7th, 1961.
Smart, very, very smart, dictatorial nature, very good at body language, good at starting things, needs work on finishing them. Might have some scars on his face.
Interesting. Now, Gary, moving on to your plans. I know you're an interesting guy, right? Because you stream, you basically stream, you're a manager of Fresh and Fit, you've done excellent work for them. Then on top of that, you're involved in politics to an extent. And one of the main guys you're spotting is Trump. I mean, you've done a lot of videos about not being a Zio. Why do you spot Trump so much? He's like, there's no difference between him and Kamala, right?
No, there's a big difference between him and Kamala. First of all, we have to accept that there's going to be Zionist influence on both sides, regardless. When Netanyahu came to America, Trump met him in person. Harris met him too, but was behind closed doors. So she still met him, but she was too much of a fucking coward to show her supporters that she's meeting with Netanyahu. But Trump is very open about it. So that basically shows you right there. Number one, Trump is much more honest than that fucking California. Number two, Trump is a very successful businessman. His dad left him some money and he made it a lot bigger, and he made the Trump name a lot bigger too. Now you could say he had bankruptcies. Guess what? If you open a lot, if you're going to be a billionaire, you're going to have some companies that fail too. Part of the way it works. Camilla basically got in political position by sucking Willie Brown, the former mayor of San Francisco, off. Montel Williams, a former talk show host. She basically slept her way to the top. And now she's running as a black woman, and she's not even fucking black. She's a fucking fraud. Okay? That's number two. Number three, this should be very easy. In the hadith, it says you can't fucking have a woman in positions of power. So all the Muslims who are listening, if you go and you actually vote for Harris, you might as well just start eating bacon, drinking, doing all gambling, doing all sorts of shit, because you're already going against Islamic tradition and Islamic law if you vote for her. I don't give a fuck what you think about Trump. Lastly, when we're going up against Putin and we're going up against Xi, do I really want a fucking whore negotiating with them? Do I really want that crazy homosexual vice president who they would have? That Uncle Fester looking old white dude, governor of Minnesota. I even forgot his name. Do we really want that?
Waltz.
Or, yeah, exactly. Or do we want someone who is not a perfect person, someone who is a very flawed man, just like we all are in a lot of ways, but someone who has an ego and he wants to be known as a great president, which means he's going to do what he does best, fix the economy. Under Trump, Israel is going to be in control in some facets. Under Harris, Israel is going to be in control. But here's the difference. As an American, we put this woman in power, we might not be a superpower within 4 years. With Trump, the American empire only gets stronger and stronger. So, yes, I think I'd make a better president than Trump. I mean, tell you the truth. But I'm not in that position. This is reality. And the reality is we have Donald Trump, and then we have a woman who supports LGBT, who supports homosexuals, who supports fucking
Trump.
criminals, communists, all this other shit. I'm talking about Harris. She supports all that garbage. She's far left.
So
I'm not saying Trump's a good conservative. To me, they're all fucking moderates. Even your conservative party in the UK, they're not fucking conservative. They're fucking liberals in my mind. Everyone is a liberal in my mind. But Trump is over here in the center, and Harris is far, far left. I will take Donald Trump any freaking day.
But Gary, like one of the things, because I know you quite well, is you're like a very conservative family man against all of this LGBTQ, against feminism. I would say you're probably very much probably one of the most conservative people I know in terms of from a position perspective, right? I'm thinking about it now. You probably are one of the most, actually probably the most conservative man I know, without a doubt. And so when you take your positions, which are very conservative, and you've got Trump, who's taken the Republican Party towards almost center left, they're into all the LGBTQ, they're into feminism, they're into all of that woke stuff, right? When you vote for him and Trump wins, that's the new Republican Party. You're basically saying there'll never be something in the right, because the Republican Party, by being quite center left, is the way to be voted in. If anything, are you not almost causing the future degeneracy of the United States of America?
Not at all, because there won't be an America if Kamala Harris is in power. I will take a declining America over a non-existing America, and that is the difference. Yes, I understand what you're saying. He is not a conservative. I think he's a moderate. I just said that before you even said that. I think he's more moderate right than moderate, left, in my opinion. But you have to understand that I think he's just being a politician now, telling people what they want to hear. And as soon as he's in fucking office, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. I think he's going to be telling Netanyahu, calling Netanyahu, saying, yo, you got 30 days to get this shit done. If not, we're going to have issues. Not Netanyahu calling him saying, yo, Trump, no, fuck that. It's going to be Trump telling Netanyahu what to do. And that's what people have to understand. He is running for president of the United States. There's no possible way to get in there without kissing some Zionist ass. But once you're fucking in there, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I think once we have a President Trump in office, that dog's going to show his fucking teeth.
Okay. And Gary, just coming back onto yourself, I mean, you've got GG Academy, you teach this numerology, you got bronze, silver, and gold. Like, what is it? What is it you're teaching your people?
I made a lot of numerology public, but you have to understand it's like peeling an onion. There's different layers to this stuff, as Sulaiman knows quite well. There's a lot of different layers to this numerology. And GG33 Academy.com. You proud of me? I did some plugging.
I helped you out. I'll give you the segue there, bro.
GG33 Academy.com is the number one. Good assist. Is the number one occult school in the world. We have number one on WAP when it comes to lifestyle. The absolute number one. So when it comes down to, if you want to learn numerology and astrology, the basic level, join GG33 Academy. If you want to know more, then you want to cut that onion a little bit deeper, then you got to go to GG33 bronze and silver. Those are different levels, and there's more knowledge. Unfortunately, gold is out of most people's price range. If you want to join gold, you have to show me at least 100K in assets before I even take your money, and that's going to price a lot of people out. And it's done that way for a reason. So there's a lot of knowledge in GG33 Academy, GG33 bronze, silver. It's enough to make people dangerous. The GG33 gold is extremely high priced for a reason. There's billionaires in there. It is what it is.
And it's golden knowledge. I mean, I'm not trying to plug him, but I have to, my problem is I'm always too honest. Like, I've learned a lot of this stuff from Gary privately, and I'll tell you something. It's golden. It is golden. Let me give you another date of birth, Gary, while you're here.
Why don't you do one, man? It's like you're throwing all this stuff like me, but I already taught you the wax off. You could do a little bit yourself.
I can, but like we want to make the most of like the king of numerology, isn't it? Like I'm here all the time, every day. Like,
all right, go ahead, man.
March the 8th, 1987. So March the 8th, 1987.
Guy or a girl?
Girl.
Yeah. She likes to play mind games. She's about that fucking bag. She's definitely not going to be with a loser. But her guys have to be extremely good looking. Like whoever she's out with, they have to be like one of those Hollywood looking type. She's not going to do it for less. She probably has issues with relationships because of it. But extremely intelligent woman. I'll give her that. And I don't like really think much of women's intelligence. And I do think you're going to have a lot of money in life if you haven't already. So congrats on that.
I told you, like what you're noticing is all my followers are like really intelligent. That's the reason they're my followers.
I mean, maybe the ones you're calling out are intelligent. I'm not sure about the rest.
I mean, I'm just giving you the date of births, right? Let's go 13th of, what is the number one next to them? Oh, the founder. Oh, you were the one first. 13th of December, 90. Oh, this person shouldn't like me, right? According to yours. 13th, but my follower paid me some back as well. 13th of December, 1978.
Oh, Horsey, 13th of December, 78, 5 life path. Okay, so, I mean, you're going to work hard because you're a horse. You're also stubborn as hell. But see, here's the thing about horses. They don't like Israel. A lot of people who are born in horse years don't like Israel, and Israel is found in the rat year. And if you notice, there's one guy that America sent to prison for a long time for spying for Israel, and he's born in the horse year. America put him in jail for spying for Israel. He's born in enemy sign, so that shows you a lot. But when it comes down to this guy, he's going to have a big bag in his future. So congratulations to him.
You got some bag, right? Listen, continue to be my follower then. Listen, Bessie Hill, I appreciate the gifted sub, but you need to be a subscriber, so you need to do it on the browser. Right, this one here, 15th of September, 89.
Virgo, boo. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, you don't.
No, Virgos are extremely critical people, man. They always find fault in something. There's always something wrong, always some issue. He's born in the snake year, so, that's my people and everything. But there's a difference between an anaconda and a, garden snake. So there's different varieties of snakes as well. But when it comes down to this person, they're going to have to basically open a family business, work with their family. And if they do that, they'll be very successful.
So Gary, like you've talked about like snake and this and that. So, and you've obviously spoke about numerology. Like how does it work in terms of the numerology and the astrology? Like how do you connect them?
Well, the astrology is basically high school. I'll give you the way I tell it to people. If you consider Christianity kindergarten and Islam second grade, I would probably say that astrology is probably middle school and numerology is college and university level. Numerology always supersedes astrology, and this is the example I always give astrologers. Gemini is the sign of communication. Everyone knows that. This is not new information. But if you also look, Gemini is also the third sign. 3 is the number of communication. Communication starts with C. C is the third letter. So that basically shows you, if you understand the position of the number, that tells you more than the sign itself. So numerology always supersedes.
So also with that person, 15th of September, 1989, what is their lucky number? I know you've been revealing that a lot recently. So what's their lucky number?
99. So the way you do it is, and again, I like to use the Michael Jordan example. But we could also use other examples, but let's stick with Jordan. Jordan's born 2/17/1963. You take the first number and the last number of someone's birthday. So for Jordan, it will be 2, first one, 3, last one, together 23. That's the number he made famous. He made billions of dollars off. So that's how you figure out your lucky number. You take the first and the last number in your digit, your birthday, and you add them together. And, if it's below 36, you put them on a rollout wheel if you're not Muslim, obviously. And if you are a Muslim, you might want to open your company on a day that fits your lucky number. Things like that work.
Okay. And also somebody's asked for your UFC picks for UFC 308, but you provide something for that, don't you? Like you've got a service.
Listen, you are asking me for picks because you want to gamble and make money. So you can go to GG33sports.com or Patreon, Gary the Numbers Guy, and you can pay me money for my picks, which is what people do, because I'm one of the few guys who actually goes into casinos and actually makes withdrawals. Not every day. I lose, yesterday I lost 20,000. But, in Vegas a couple of days before that, I won 150,000. Guess what? I posted on Twitter. A couple weeks before that, I won 200,000. I posted on Twitter. And Sulaiman knows because he's been around me when I actually do this.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, it sounds like I'm shilling you, but I'm just being honest, right? I spent at least 2 or 3 weeks with Gary. First time, I think it was like a couple of weeks. And the second time, it was maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And the second time in Vegas, it was about a week. I'm not joking when I say I was like shocked. Like, this guy continued to win. Like, I never gambled myself, but when I was watching him, like, I think there's only just one day where you didn't like make more than what you bet, but the rest of the time it was flipping crazy. This guy was just bagging so much cash. It was flipping crazy. Like, one of the in Vegas, right? What was it? It was something stupid like 100,000 or 250,000 you made, right?
I made more than that in Vegas.
No, when I was there with you.
Yeah,
Or was it
that
more?
was it was more than that because I think you left before I did.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, let's say I go to Vegas once a month. I would just go through my last 3 trips. I think the last one when you were there with me was in August, and I bagged around 300 something. If I just count that, but if I count the going down to Logland, it was more. So 300, it's somewhere around that range. The trip in September, I was down about 40K. I was very disappointed that I had to leave down. I don't like doing that. And the last trip, so Hurricane Milton was coming to Florida, and I'm like, I got an excuse to take the family out of here, go to Vegas. So let's go. So I was there for about a week, and I was down about 80. And then it was time to go back. And I was like, yeah, sorry, wifey, I can't go back, man. I got to get my money back. And it's not a big deal. It's like, though it's crying over fucking 40 or 80K, but the feeling of taking an L, I don't like that. So I told my baby, here, you got to go back home with the kids. And I stayed for extra 6 days. And I came back home with plus 6 figures because, I had enough to say, I'm not quitting. I'm fucking staying here. My system's superior. And, even if I'm down for 2 weeks, I'm fucking going to get you. So it is what it is. But again, you to be the type of gambler, and by the way, there's bigger gamblers than me. There's people who are spending millions. I'm talking about 6 figures here. And you have to be able to stomach losing 20 to 30K a day and be able to go to sleep. Some people cannot do that. Listen, it's difficult when you have one team. The game's tied 3-3, and if they win, you get 100K. If you lose, you get nothing, and they lose. It's difficult not to think about that. But if you want to be successful at this, it's like whatever. Be a closer. You blew it. Next day, you have a superior system. You got to do it. So, for instance, I could lose more tickets than I win, but still make money because I parlay. What I mean by parlaying is I'll put $1,000 down to win 10,000. So, one day, let's say I go 0 for 0, down 20. Next day, broke even. Next day, I win 6 out of 8 parlays. I'm up 100K. That's how I do it. For me to win, I got to be near perfection. And I'll take those odds because I think I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see. Right, I got a few more for you. They bombarded the chat with this one. Female, 23rd of June, 1980.
She had to grow up quickly. She had a very, very difficult childhood. Very attractive woman. She looks very good for her age. Should be somewhat athletic. Stubborn as hell. But yeah, she had a lot of trauma when she was growing up. Hopefully she is a strong, big family now.
24th of May, 2000.
24th of May, 2000. Well, I'm not going to bullshit you. You're going to have to work, and you're going to work hard to get ahead in life. Nothing's going to come easy, but if you outwork others, you'll have a good life. But for you, a good life means a big family. And the same thing for the last chick.
Interesting. And this one here, and this guy's been desperate. He's subscribed so many times to do it. 26th of September. Oh, okay. 26th of September, 1986.
26th of September, 1986. Oh, 5 life path tiger. Okay, Tate. So basically, you've been a playboy quite a few times in your life. Money up and down. I mean, severely up and down. You're born on 26. See, 26 is the karmic number of an 8, but it's the strongest one out of the 17 to 35. 26 is 8. So your karma comes around your family and stuff like that. If your karma's good, you're good. But I wouldn't live in the United States of America if I were you. You're a tiger. Tigers always have issues in America, man. Nick Fuentes is hating on his own freaking country, and he's a tiger. And why? Because America's a monkey nation. Don't worry. Hey, Dick, don't worry. Once Trump gets back in office, he's going to look you up, brother. Don't worry about it. All his people are telling him exactly what you're doing, telling people not to vote, telling people to go after Camilla and vote for her. Guess what, brother? When he becomes president again, you think your life was difficult under the Democrats? Wait till Trump gets in office.
I mean, what's Nick? I mean, Nick's going to become the president of the United States, right? So what are you going to do then, Gary?
You're out of your mind now. Come on now. Listen, you have a better chance of finding a virgin in a whorehouse than Nick ever smelling the White House. Stop the games, man.
He's been in the White House. He's met Trump.
I've been in the White House too. I've met Trump. Oh, I've met Trump. Yeah, I've talked to him, but not for a long time, but for about 45 seconds. He's retweeted me before too. So, but here's the thing: I don't care about my connection to Trump. I'm connected to people who are connected to Trump. So that's all I care about. The billionaires who do the same thing you do, have all their friends come to country clubs and have me read them. They're the ones who are connected to Trump. I'll get my way once he's in office.
You are well connected, Gary. Gary, you're the manager of Fresh and Fit. Like, is that something you're going to expand on in terms of being a manager? Like, how does it? Like, what made you decide to become a manager? Because you're like a social media influencer yourself as well.
Last year I was really blowing up. Like last year, that was peak, and I knew it would be. And I knew going into my 7-year cycle, I'd have to slow down. And in 7 years, you have to do stuff more behind the scenes. And not to mention I had an Achilles injury, so I couldn't do everything I was doing last year. It's a perfect time to step into managerial role. And let's face it, in a lot of phases of social media, Myron and Fresh are bigger than I am. I'm a pretty big name myself, but I would say Myron's a bigger name. So I will manage people who are bigger than me. But how many people are actually bigger than me, bro? I got 6 billion views on TikTok. How many people are actually bigger than me? The thing is, like, you've seen it around. I go around, people stop me in the casino, recognize me all the time. You've seen it yourself.
Yeah. True.
It's very interesting because you see what other people deal with. I know how I got in here, but I was already a millionaire coming in here. And honestly, I don't want to work with people who are brokies. Myron and Fresh are already, well-established millionaires. I don't have to worry about any stupid games because they're grown men. These are good businessmen. Fresh is one of the most connected network guys in the whole game. I mean, he's the one who's, put on so many people on Rumble. He's cool with the owner of Rumble, Chris. Myron's got a great mouthpiece on him, and he's a very, very principled man. He is, if I can say one person is not going to turn on me in this, game, obviously you won't, other people won't. But if there's one person I'm absolutely sure will never turn on me, it's Myron Gates. Okay. He's plus he's a 22 life path, man. So master numbers like being around each other.
So as I said, so Gary is working with Nick Fuentes as well, considering the podcast.
No, I'm not doing no podcast with Nick Fuentes.
No,
I'll do a debate with him. I'll do a debate with him, but I will not do a podcast.
They're talking about the Controlled Chaos podcast with Myron.
Sneak already pulled out.
Yeah, Sneak pulled out, but apparently they're still carrying on with 3 of them. That's what they're asking.
You're gonna have to ask Myron that. I don't think it's I should be revealing information that I talk about with my clients on a podcast I talk about with about myself. That's where I have to separate that, Because if you ask me questions about, other people, I'll go right in on them. But Myron and Fresh, these are people I work with. I can't talk about everything I talk about with them. I will say that Abba and Preacher are a bunch of fucking. I'll say that the amount of hate that Fresh and Fit get on social media is insane. There's literally 100 accounts from 10,000 followers to millions of followers that are talking about them weekly. And making money off this while they get demonetized. The shit's wild. The shit is absolutely wild, but this is the reality of the situation. If you're going to say what you want to say, you will be punished in a way financially. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to Myron. It's happened to Sneeko. It's happened to Zerk. It's happened to a lot of people. But, here's the thing. I am already a millionaire. You're not going to take my money away from me. So I feel good enough where I can say whatever the fuck I want. And if it costs me a couple million, okay, whatever. I'm sure Myron feels the same exact way. He already got his stuff. He already got his bag. So he's not going to, bow down to pressure. And the thing about me, having me as a manager, I got a big fucking mouth myself. Who the fuck am I going to tell Byron to shut the hell up when I run my fucking mouth myself? So I can't be a hypocrite. So let the man do what he wants. I've talked with him privately, and these are outstanding young men and Fresh. I can't say enough good things about him either.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, I like them. They're great guys. But talking about your clients, I mean, Fresh and Fit are your clients. Zerka was your client in the past. There was a bit of a beef going on between Fresh and Zerka. Where did you land on that?
I told Zerka had me on his stream and he wanted me to talk shit about Fresh. I'm like, I'm not talking shit about that guy. Started talking shit about Nick, but I'm not gonna talk shit about Fresh. That's just not happening. Listen, I'm just gonna be real. Okay, let me take my sunglasses off. I'm gonna be real. This influencer world is very different. It's very different because say we're in the streets and you have issues with my boy. You got issues with me. That's how it works in the streets. Here in social media, it's very, very different. Like, for instance, just to give you an example, I have talked a lot of shit about Andrew Tate. Me and him have a past before he even was famous. 217, 218, 219. He spent a lot of time attacking me. There's videos that he tried to delete of him just going at me. I have collabed with Myron, collabed with Sneeko, collabed with a lot of people who who are Tate's friends. And not once have they ever told me, yo, you need to slow that shit down. Not one time. I go at Nick Fuentes all the time. You never told me to shut up about it. Zerka, I mean, he's the biggest. He might as well be Nick Fuentes' number one fan. And he never told me to shut up about Nick. Myron never told me to shut up about Nick. So in the influencer world, I'm noticing just because my boy has beef with you doesn't mean I'm supposed to have beef with you. It's not like the streets. And, for a person my age, that took a little while to, get used to. So once I saw Fresh and Zerka, beefing and stuff like that, obviously I called Zerka or texted Zerka, called Fresh. Yo, what's this about? Okay. Zerka might be a little bit mad because I didn't defend him. I said Zerka's not a pedophile. What else you want me to say? You're a smart, Zerka is extremely funny individual. He's very good at what he does, but I'm not going to get in the middle of that shit. Those days are over. Like when I was your manager and Aiden was going at you, I was going at Aiden. But that doesn't work anymore. I don't do that anymore. So I've adapted to the influencer space, but I mean, listen, like a guy like XQC, he goes at Sneeko, he goes on Myron, but I'm not going at him because of that. I just hate the guy. I just literally hate this guy. I mean, listening to him is like nails on a chalkboard. He has the ugliest voice I've ever heard in my life. And maybe it's a byproduct of, you know, being on his knees with knee pads for a long time. I don't know what got his voice to be like that, but there's a lot of people in this game I don't like. And quite frankly, you know, I'm not around a lot of people. You know this.
Yeah.
And everyone I brought you around has been solid.
True.
Every single person I brought you around has been solid. But I'm not going to be around these fucking homosexuals just to do content with them. Not happening.
Just on that, in terms of, you explained your psychology of being on the streets and the stream world. Like, I've spent a lot of time with you. You're like the nicest guy I know, right? The most nicest, caring, chill guy I know. And yet on social media, you're like the most.
This guy is full of shit right now, man.
No, you are right. But on social media, you're like the craziest, mental. Like, you do anything to cause crap, right? So, like, why is there such a difference between, like, it's not that I'm saying you're being double standard, but it's like,
listen. I'm real when I'm with you. I'm real on here. Is there any difference? I mean, because you're trying to say I'm putting on a show. My views in real life are my views here. So there's nothing fake about me. Now, when I'm one-on-one, there's no need for me to go hoo hurrah and do all of this other stuff. But, you know, on stream, this is what gets attention. This is what this is what the game is. You know, have a nice little catch lines, you know, attack people. It is what it is. What am I going to do that what I want? But I mean, to be honest, it's not like I wasn't talking shit about Nick Fuentes with you, you know, in front of you like I'm doing right now. So we can be doing the same thing. We're talking about numerology, talking shit about people I don't like, and talking about how to make a bag. Seems like the same thing to me.
I mean, it is, but it's like, you're like really, really nice guy. And like you said, I met all your friends, and they're really nice people as well. But the amount of time I take telling people Gary's actually a nice guy. He ain't that mean guy you guys all hate. He isn't like mental, all these type of things. So there is a slight, like, the way you come across on social media.
I'm a showman, and so are you. Stop the game, Sulaiman. You're a showman too. You ask questions to get reactions out of people. It's the same difference. I just do it in a different way, man.
Okay, listen. Obviously, just for the audience, don't go too deep into this. Very, very basic. Just my numerology. Obviously, I know it, but just for the people. 10-10-84.
10-10-84. You have the same birthday as the guy who founded Telegraph.
True.
Yeah. Anyways, when it comes down to you, you're a guy who craves knowledge. You just like, that's your drug of choice. Just knowing as much as possible. That's why you spent a couple weeks around me, man, trying to pick. Oh my God, this guy was relentless trying to get information out of me.
True.
Oh my God, it would not stop. Like, Gary, I need more. It's like literally like this, like, except he wanted knowledge, numerology. And you know, again, I can't blame the guy, but he's a very, very fast learner. He likes to be educated in a wide variety of subjects, and quite frankly, he enjoys arguing. He actually enjoys it. It's like a sport for him, and that's exactly what you expect out of someone with so many ones in his birthday. Again, attorney starts with A. A lawyer, first vowel A. What do they do? They argue A, the law A. And again, A is the first letter. He's born in the 10th. 1 and 0 is 1. So that's exactly how he should be. Quite frankly, you know, when it comes down to it, he's a rat. And people who are born, and I'm not talking about a snitch or anything like that, but he's born in a rat year, and rats crave knowledge. But from what I've seen about him, it's basically what his birthday is. A very, very smart, very educated man, and a man who's about his family. And that's honestly one of the things I respect most about you. First time I met you, you brought your family with you.
True. So, Gary, like, appreciate you coming on, giving us so much time. I mean, you've told us about your academy. You've told us about GG33. Where else can people find you? You got a new Twitter, right?
Listen, IG, there, I got literally 10 accounts, because you're not going to do to me what you did to Sneeko and all these other guys, delete their one account with 2 million followers. And instead, I'll have 10 accounts with 300,000 followers each. But my main one is Matrix Prime _ on IG. It's GG33 Academy on TikTok. I've got like 4 billion views or something on there, 6 billion combined. So I've made some noise. And at the end of the day, just put in GG33, Gary the Numbers Guy. but expect to be seeing this face a lot more in 2025, because honestly, I've been taking a little bit of a break. I appreciate the opportunity Fresh and Fit gave me to manage them. I appreciate the opportunity Zerka gave me last year to manage him, and somewhere I think I was Sneako's manager for like a month. I'm not sure how long, but somewhere around that. But it is what it is. I doubt anyone else will ever be able to get an influencer space like I did. I'm an anomaly, but I promise you one thing. Next year, you're going to get sick and tired of seeing me, just like you did Tate in 2022. Promise.
Appreciate you coming on, Gary. Appreciate your time as always. Much love to you. Awesome guy. But yeah, appreciate
We didn't talk about the IDF yet, man. What's going on, man?
Oh, I mean, do you want to talk about it?
Of course, man. I want to get some verbal jabs instead of having a nice, pleasant conversation. I want to go back and forth with you a little bit.
Go on then, Gary. Go ahead. What do you want to say about the IDF?
I mean, listen. Here's what it comes down to it. Do people have a right to defend themselves?
Palestine does have a right to defend itself.
What about Israel?
Defend itself for what? From what?
Hamas people coming across the border on October 7th and trying to kill them and take them hostage. How about that?
I mean, again, what Hamas as attempted goal was to get hostages to trade them for their hostages. For that, no, there is no right to defend yourself.
So if someone's coming across the border with weapons and you're unarmed, you have no right to defend yourself, because a lot of those Israelis who were killed. And I understand you can start telling me the IDF killed some of them, but again, the root cause was Hamas coming across the border. So you're telling me those people who were basically had nothing to do with imprisoning the Hamas in Gaza, had nothing to do with what's going on. Those civilians had no right to defend themselves whatsoever.
So like I said, Gary, the aim and objective of it was that they were going to Israel, and they actually were going to the military bases and the kibbutzes to get Israeli military hostages and to get them and take them back into Gaza and then trade them for Palestinian women and children. So based on the actual state goal and objective, no, I don't think they have a right to defend themselves.
I see. So if people are coming across the border and you have civilians there, again, you have civilians there. We're not talking about military people. We're talking about civilians who are taking hostage. They have no right to defend themselves?
So let me be clear. So let me be clear on this. So that was their objective. So they didn't have a right.
Their objective was not met.
Yeah, the objective wasn't met. That bit's true. The objective wasn't met.
So again,
and the reason the objective wasn't met was because I'll explain to you. The reason why the objective wasn't met is because Israel lost their mind. They killed a lot of their own people. That party, the Nova Festival, was never meant to be there. And so when you look at, for example, the Apache helicopters taking the people out, none of that was expected. And despite that being the case, they took their own hostages and they literally wanted to release them immediately on October the 10th, which is my birthday, as a birthday present to me and to the world. They literally said, we are going to give back the hostages to you. We just don't want you to invade Gaza. So again,
what about all the people who died during the invasion? Are you telling me every single one was killed by the IDF and none were killed by Hamas?
No. So the whole point is anybody who was killed by a Hamas member who was a civilian and who was innocent, that individual person should be tried. That individual person should be spoken to. And again, the question becomes that individual person who did the wrong.
How do you get him?
Sorry?
How do you get that person?
By negotiation. So by negotiation, you say, look, here's a video, here's the evidence. There's about 5 or 6 instances where a Hamas member has killed a civilian. Give this individual person to us so we can put him through court. We do a lot of these sham courts anyway, so we'll automatically put him in prison. What you don't do is massacre everyone. What you don't do is reject receiving your hostages back because you don't want them, because you just want to murder people. So yeah, they had a right for a trial to occur against those 6 or 7 people, or the 6 or 7 instances that they had. Maybe there's more.
You're telling me it was only 6 or 7 instances where Hamas members killed Israelis? Out of the
This
thousands of people who died,
video
you're
evidence,
telling me
Gary.
it's only 6, 7 members.
Video. That's the ones that I've seen of video evidence. Now Israel might have some more, unlikely because they've actually given and shown a lot of it in movie screenings. Whatever that number is, but what we know of is 5 or 6, 3 to 5. What it could be is maybe 10, 15, 20. We don't know the exact number, right? We're just guessing now because we've got no evidence and things are we live in Western society. Yeah, things are
It seems a little bit unlikely that 1,300 people died and
don't you think
Hamas
you need
only
evidence?
hold on. Well, that's the number that's been going around. Anywhere from 1,200 to 1,000 have died.
How many?
If you're telling me Hamas only killed directly 15 of those, you're telling me the IDF killed 99% of the people who died in Israel that day? I think that's
because the
far
whole
fetched.
point is, Gary, a lot of the people were killed as basically there was a fighting between the Israelis and the Palestinians. And so what happened was when they were fighting, innocent Israelis in between got killed by both of them. I'm talking about direct intended killing where you're seeing the person. There was one instance, for example, he tries to grab this guy shoves him off, runs away, and he shoots him. That does look like an intended attack, an intended intention to kill. We need to look at what happened before that, what happened after that. But let's say hypothetically it was, that would be one instance. Look, we live in a civilized, we don't live in a medieval society where
they went over there killing people. You're telling us we don't live in a medieval society. They went over there killing people.
They didn't go there intended to kill people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They went there intended to get military hostages to exchange them for their children and women who have been kept in Israeli prisons.
Was it a good idea?
Sorry?
Was it a good idea?
Was it a good idea? Well, the issue is, in the past when they did it, Israel gave for one Israeli hostage, they gave 1,026 hostages in return. One of them was Yahya Sinwar. So from that perspective, they thought that it would be worth it. What they didn't expect was Israel to lose their mind, Israel to kill their own people, Israel, according to Yasmin Pora, to start shooting at their own people. So they didn't expect that.
They didn't expect that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cause and effect. Who started this thing?
Israel.
Israel started it?
You agree with that, Gary? Come on, we've had a lot of comments. You know Israel's the bad guy.
Listen, I understand Netanyahu let them in on October 7th.
Bro, Gary's never. Why do you guys lie? They said you worked to serve at the IDF. Gary's never served at the IDF.
I admit that Netanyahu knew Hamas was coming. I admit they let him through the wall that day. I admit all of that. But if we put all that aside, cold-blooded murderers went in there and they killed people. And if you go into a foreign country and you start killing people, there's going to be retaliation.
How is it a foreign country?
What do you mean it's a foreign country? It's not their land anymore. They lost it. Wars have consequences, my friend.
Because you're trying to.
If Mexicans are coming over to Texas talking about, yo, this is our land, they're going to probably meet the same fate.
But the problem you have is Palestine has not been allowed to be a sovereign country. So it's actually not a foreign land right now. This is the problem. They're actually in an open air prison in the same land because they've not been allowed to have an autonomous country, an autonomous nation, sovereignty, having access to air, land, and sea.
Why haven't they been allowed?
Because the Zionists control the United States of America. The Zionists control the UK, and they've had the veto power over the UN.
That's not why. The reason why is because they lost the war in 67. They lost the war in 48. They lost the war in 73. Wars have consequences, brother. And if I was, and here's the fact of the matter: if the Arabs won those wars, this wouldn't be an issue right now. So wars have consequences.
So again, that's not true because actually in modern society, there's been this perspective that actually war can't give you new land. There's actually a scenario where according to the UN, the whole reason they're against Russia is because Russia's like, we're going to invade Ukraine. And they're saying, wait a sec, you can't invade. You can't take new land for yourself. You can't do that because after 1945, we created this body called the UN, which essentially stopped you acquiring land based on wars. Now, the issue really is that it wasn't the war. Of course, they had wars. the 1973
Regime
war,
change.
as well as the
Mhm.
68 war, especially the 73 war, they actually had quite a bit of US support as well. And that's the
That doesn't
reality of
matter.
the situation.
The other side had Soviet Union support. And when the Egyptians attacked and the Syrians attacked, they had MiGs and tanks from T 34s from Russia. So they were being supplied from both sides, brother. It's not. It hasn't always been like this.
No, but that's my point. So my point is, I disagree vehemently. Like I said, that wars result in an extra gaining of land, because we've seen since 1945, that has never ever been the case. In 1945, the situation was put in place where just by war you can't acquire land. If that's the case, then and you allow that to happen, let's say that was the case, or your perspective, which is not true, because if it was, if war was the way to acquire land, it literally would be, we'd have two empires. We'd have the Russian Empire, possibly the Chinese Empire, and
That's
then
not
the
how it works.
American
That's not
Empire.
how it works,
The
because
whole perspective is
people don't like being ruled. They don't like that. So what happens is you have proxy states now. So instead of the U.S. ruling everything with U.S. troops everywhere, we have the American dollar everywhere, which we rule through financing, and we've adapted. It doesn't always have to be with soldiers now. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't change. America rules for that reason. We are number one. And why is the American dollar number one? Because in 1945, we won the freaking war. We set the rules. That's why.
I mean, again, I disagree with that, but we'll talk about that another time, Gary. Good conversation, obviously, Gary. Like I said, we bought the hype. Look, I like Gary a lot. He's a great guy. And by the way, he's not a Zayo. He's not a Zayo. He's on my back.
We good?
Yeah, we're back. It just crashed. But yeah, Gary, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. And like I said,
When you coming to
Gary
Miami?
isn't a Zayo.
When you coming to Miami?
Sorry?
When you coming to Miami?
I'll message you offline. I might meet you like later next month.
All right, sounds good. And no, I'm anything but a Zionist. But I do believe that certain Israeli citizens do have a right to defend themselves, and they have nothing to do with the prosecution of what's going on in Gaza. Just like most white people have nothing to do with slavery and what happened in America, under Jim Crow laws and stuff like that. We can't punish people because of their ancestors. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, I have sympathy for the Palestinians. I have sympathy. But to be honest, I don't give a fuck about Palestine. I don't give a fuck about Israel. Okay. This is just back and forth talking. It's unfortunate, but if you really want to keep this war ended or kick the can down for at least another 10, 20 years, there's only two words I can tell you: Donald Trump. Vote for that man. You do that, the war in Palestine ends relatively quickly.
Appreciate it, Gary. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for giving your time. Obviously, we'd love to have you again in the future, but I appreciate you as always.
Talk soon, brother.
Thanks a lot, bro. See you later. That was Gary. Look, I know people get triggered by Gary quite a bit. They get annoyed by Gary quite a bit. I like Gary. I think he's a good guy. He's honestly like a really good friend. I know offline. I know you're thinking like, whoa, wait a sec, he's got some strange points. But listen, a lot of times when me and Gary together, we're like literally debating or we're having conversation. Appreciate you. Oh, the voice gone. Okay. Sorry, guys. I did say Gary. Can you hear me now? It's because you got to switch, like the system switching. Like I'm using this. What's it called again? I forgot what it's called. OBS. Yeah. Right, guys. That was Gary. I know he triggers a lot of people, but look, he's a nice guy. He's a great guy. I do know him in real life. He's a great person, nice person. I know some of the points he makes we disagree, but we do debate a lot because of that. Women together, we debate a lot. We debate about a variety of things. We disagree with it about a number of issues. And then obviously he does explain numerology, and maybe I'll explain to you like from my perspective what my thoughts are on that. But Sulaiman would never be a Zayo. Ever. Anyway, guys, I am getting a bit tired, so we'll wrap it up. We've been going for a while. Appreciate you guys joining in. Appreciate you guys listening. And for sure, we will see you next time. Can't let that be the flipping last comment. I told you to like Gary. Appreciate you guys. See you guys next time.